early Final Destination meets Cursed Object movie, and this shit did it really fucking good. Osgood Perkins from Longlegs fame with Nicolas Cage decided to do a Stephen King adaptation about the monkey. And there was an adaptation I think George Romero did called Monkey Shines. I'm not sure if that's a direct Stephen King one either, but this one is. And man, it's nuts. Theo James is in it. Um, like it's not star studded, but Theo James plays his own twin brother, and then there's a family that like passes this freaking monkey down. And apparently, another cool little fact is that apparently the monkey that's really known, like the toy, has these symbols, like they go, tss, tss, tss. But they weren't allowed to use that because that one was actually used in one of the Toy Stories, and Disney owns it. So this one was a little drum, and it would bat and bup, 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 whenever something terrible was going to happen. Opens with Adam Scott as a pilot, just covered in blood, and he returns it to a pawn shop. Pawn shop guy dies, obviously. The harpoon death was really, really cool. A lot of the deaths in here were very creative, more shockingly astonishing than anything. And they were also really funny. Some of them were just really hilarious to watch. Um, but yeah, the whole cursed object concept has been done a lot in this genre, particularly horror, but and like Twilight Zones and like anthologies. But this one in particular went that extra mile, saying this thing is not just cursed; it's like also supposed to be kind of a metaphor for like passing down family generational trauma. And the brothers Theo James playing themselves did a really good job differentiating themselves. One of them just kind of somewhat thinks about the monkey and like all of the family members that they had as kids and like all the people that were close to them or that were their guardians ended up dying horribly. Their uncle got trampled by a horse in a sleeping bag. Their aunt, even though it was like 20 years later, was impaled with a bunch of fish hooks to the face, and she ran right and impaled herself into a for sale sign. And then there were people dying because they buried the monkey and they think that burying it would stop it. But no, the whole city was in upheaval. People were dying daily. Some guy got by his own lawnmower. Another guy got like concentrated steam to his face. And a bitch that was selling a house to the main character got a shotgun blast to the face. Like a whole jigsaw esque trap went off and boom, shot her brains out. And the first time you actually see that the monkey's back or like the monkey's doing shit is when Theo James is on the phone with his brother and they're talking about it and how like burying it just kind of made things worse and that the whole city was fucked and that the brother may or may not have like taken it out for whatever reason. And then there's this hot girl like stripping and you're like, why are we watching this girl get all sexy? And then she jumps in the pool as an AC unit breaks and an electrical discharge just goes right into the water, like with a piece of metal sticking out inside the water. And then as soon as she jumps in, the guy Theo James is screaming, "No, no, no, no!" And then boom, that bitch explodes and a bunch of limbs go off. You're just like, wow, that was great. One of my favorite ones was also the Hornet death when Theo James was in the car with that dude who saw the monkey at a garage sale and said it reminded him of his dad for some reason. And what else? Oh yeah, the hornets like just fly concentrated right into his mouth and then just come out of his face. Shit was awesome. But yeah, the brothers talking about how you know the monkey just brought death and misery and like most terrible, brutalist ways to go out with their family. But the brother with the glasses, because the other brother was picking on him at school, did want his brother dead, and even wished it like with a bowling ball about to crush his head like with it. And he also kind of told the monkey that he wished his mom and his brother would go away, and that he hated them both. So yeah, in a way, it does deal with that kind of family matter of like, if you really hated your sibling or if you really hated someone in your family, would you actually wish them gone? And if you knew something like this existed, would you stop at nothing to try and get rid of it, knowing full well that that wasn't going to do anything? Who knows? But yeah, then there was the horseman metaphor at the end of behold a white horse and the rider's name is death. And that shit went hard, man. And then right at the end, you're just waiting like, this is how they're gonna fucking end it. Like it basically implied that the apocalypse had begun. Like everything was on fire and chaos of people. And then all of a sudden a truck's coming, and like a bus, and then like you see like these students and people cheering, like, and then a fucking big old fucking 16-wheeler goes, just runs right into him, and you just see blood and decapitation. And you're just like, oh, okay, that's how they're gonna end it. Yeah, it felt very like Final Destinations, like one or two, even three, but like there's the whole thing of this thing's cursed, and whoever goes around it. And then the foreshadowing of the brothers, the bowling ball and the cannon. Fuck, shit was heavy. It was really well done, and it was probably one of my favorite horrors of this year, like the new year or whatever. Definitely gave it like an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5, pretty solid. Anything it was like dark comedy, and it did it really well. So yeah, definitely watch The Monkey from Osgood Perkins. Is it produced by James Wan? Yeah, produced by James Wan. It's a Stephen King adaptation. And yeah, this one's probably one of my newest favorites of all time. I need Osgood Perkins to do like a Lovecraft adaptation or something, like At the Mountains of Madness or something. Other than that, yeah, great fucking film.